Greetings and welcome to another Call of Duty League video. As always, I'm your host, Z-Hack, and some huge news has broken through the Call of Duty League. 2 days ago, on September 14th, the league announced that competitive Call of Duty, as we know it, will be switching from console to PC. Mind blown, but it has been years in the making, and I'm personally glad that it's finally happened. So today we're going to break down all the pros, cons, good things that may happen, the bad scenarios that could play out from Call of Duty switching over to PC, and I want your guys' opinion on it. Down in the comments, tell me what you think based off the points I make. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel for more content just like this, and without further ado, let's hop right into it. So the first big thing that hopped out to me, let's read the actual post that the Call of Duty League made forward. So under the title, Platform Transition. Today, the league is announcing it will move pro team competition to PC plus controller. That's a big thing, PC controller, beginning with the 2021 season. This means that all pro matches will be played on PC and all pro players must use a league-approved controller of their choice. As part of this transition, Call of Duty League competition will maintain exclusive use of controllers for the upcoming season. This change provides players with expanded choice of controller, allowing them to select the league-approved controller style that works best for their game. More details and rules pertaining to peripherals will be released at a future date. So we don't know a lot right now, but some big things to break down. First of all, it's PC plus controller. I know when the rumors of the transition from Call of Duty console to PC came about, people got really scared, and I did also. I've played on console my whole life. That's where I grew up playing Call of Duty, and I don't even own a PC. I am recording this video on my MacBook right now. That's where I do all my editing, and I play on a PS4. You know, it's kind of expensive, but with the next gen consoles coming out, I think spending the extra couple bucks to get a PC, now that the real game that I play, the only game that I play in Call of Duty, has moved over, and that's where all the pros will be, even though it will be cross-play. I mean, that gives you further incentive to go and buy a PC, but I know a lot of people were scared for it going PC to mouse and keyboard, and that's something we have to keep in mind that may happen in the future, and I don't know how that will play out, but for now, it is on PC, but everyone will be playing with the controller. And talking about the league-approved controller of choice, I'm thinking, obviously, it'll be one of these bad boys right here. I'm sure that with all the contracts and sponsorships that players have signed, they'll be able to use their choice of SCUF or Battle Beaver or a stock controller. I mean, I really don't know what anyone else would use out there. Those are the two top brands, SCUF and Battle Beaver, and they're the ones that all the pros rely on. But then you see, will they be able to go back into the old days? Because you know, guys like Aches, they love the Xbox 360 controller. So if players can go back and use a 360 controller, is that banned? Can they only use the line of PS4/PC or Xbox/PC controllers that are on SCUF or Battle Beaver's website that they sell? We don't know yet. I'm thinking that it'll be, they can decide whatever they want. I don't think it gives a distinct advantage. If you want to use the 360 controller, sure, use the 360 controller. It has higher resistance in the joysticks. The shape of it may fit your hand better. I don't think that it gives anyone a distinct advantage, so I don't think that will be a big deal. So that's a big key point that I wanted to touch on. But as far as the league play itself, apart from the controllers that they may use and it being PC and controller, it's huge to go to PC because, one, FOV is a huge factor. All the settings are unlimited. The limitations are wild of what you can use on PC. We see a lot of people say when guys are streaming on PC playing Warzone, oh my God, why does their screen look expanded? It looks like they're moving faster. That's because their field of view. They can adjust their FOV from a standard rate out all the way to 120, where it makes it where you're tunneled like this, and this is what you see on console, to where you're zoomed out and can see this much more on PC. So this is a question that I have, and I know that things will be coming out in the future and the league will make more announcements, but Will there be restrictions for players on settings? Can I make it 120 FOV and use whatever I want in those kind of settings? Or will the league have restrictions where it's like, hey, everyone, the max you can play on is 80. If you want to go lower than that, sure, whatever, that's your loss, but we're using this. And that brings me to another transitional point, is the PCs that these players can build, because these guys all have contracts. They all have CEOs and owners of their teams who have invested millions of dollars into the Call of Duty League. They're going to have the creme de la creme. They're going to have the best PC possible if they want to have the highest graphics card, the RAM, the CPU, the GPU, everything to make it function the best gameplay-wise. They're going to be able to build it, and they're going to be able to have it. So will the league put in restrictions on settings that the players are able to use with the PC? And also, will the league be able to kind of settle down and put restrictions on how insane of builds these players are able to have for PCs? And then apart from that, I think the biggest thing, especially with everything happening with COVID, we don't know if we're going to have LAN events this year still. It's up in the air. We're not entirely sure. Pause feature. With players being on PC now, a pause feature will be implemented, in my opinion. This means for the situations that happened during Champs where Kenny got hit offline, or earlier in the season when they were playing online and Slacked got hit off, and that was a huge uproar from Seattle's side of things, that will be able to be avoided now. If someone gets hit off or lags out or anything like that, all they have to do is pause. Okay, he's joining back up. Everyone's good. We're good. Let's go restart the game, and we're in the same spot that we were before. There's no distinct advantage that goes anyway, and they don't have to restart. There doesn't have to be a crazy rule with, oh, it's past 150 points combined in the match. Sorry, you can't restart. You play 3v4 this year instead of 4v5, which we saw last year. So the pause feature is going to be huge if everything remains online. Now, kind of going back to if things do go on LAN for competition this year, if they don't have to remain online, if COVID somehow, we make sure that everything is well, cases drop, everything is safe for players, maybe fans attend, maybe fans don't attend. I'm assuming that on LAN, everyone will just have a stock PC. So that goes back to where these players are building all these insane PCs to give the best performance value to them when playing online. That kind of goes out the window if we're on LAN, if everyone has a stock PC with the same specs, because I don't really imagine that guys will be bringing their own PCs to events. So I think that's something to take in consideration for players, that it will be a level playing ground on LAN, to whereas there may be some advantages online if the league doesn't implement restrictions to builds of PCs. The next big thing, and the biggest real con behind the whole transition from console to PC, is the fact that the Challenger Series, so that's the AM scene for those of you who don't know, they will be crossplay. So because they noticed that maybe some people don't have the funds to buy a PC and they've played on console, and that's where Call of Duty has started, they're allowing crossplay between PC and PS4 for the Challenger Series, but that gives a lot of advantages to players who are playing on PC versus those who are on console. And I know it's on controller still, but just the graphics, the hertz, everything, refresh rate, all of the stuff that you can implement into your PC build, all the specs that you can buff up, it's just far superior to what consoles can have. And also, you run the risk and the fear of these 18-year-old kids trying to make some money, make it to the Call of Duty League. Hacks and anti-cheat is something that the Call of Duty League needs to implement and be stern on. I know a lot of players, Octane has made video, Crim6, Hex, all these guys in the Call of Duty League, Adam Apicella as well, one of the founders of just the competitive gaming community as a whole with MLG and now at Esports Engine. They've all touched on things like this and these topics, and it's a real fear for players and fans alike is if guys can just go ahead and put wall hacks on their PC. I don't think anyone is stupid enough to put auto headshots where they just snap everywhere, because that would be pretty easy to figure out. But I mean, what's to stop people and these young kids trying to make a name for themselves, putting wall hacks, knowing where everyone is, and they can kind of milk it and let themselves die every once in a while, but still pop off pretty much every single game. It's a scary thing and something that the league is going to have to pay a lot of attention to. I have my trust and my faith in the Call of Duty League. I think they'll they'll be able to figure something out to prevent cheating and hacking and implement an anti-cheat formula somehow into the game. So I think that's promising, and that's the one real con, is hackers and cheaters may be running rampant, but I think the Call of Duty League will be able to put a hold and a stop on all of that. Now talking about the future of the Call of Duty League, this is one that personally scares me, is will the transition ever be made to mouse and keyboard? I know that's way down the line probably, and it's already set that this 2021 season will be on a PC, but only using a controller, no mouse and keyboard. I want to reiterate that to you guys. It will be strictly on a controller, okay? But when is it going to change? Will it ever go to mouse and keyboard? And I think that's something that the Call of Duty League is going to have to spend a lot of time thinking about, because yeah, I get it. These guys are all gamers. It's like a professional athlete. You look at LeBron James with his athleticism, his size, his speed. He's run the NBA for years and years throughout his entirety of his career, but he's athletic enough and talented enough. He probably could have gone and played tight end, wide receiver, or running back in the NFL and had a successful career there. So I get it. They can transition like that, just like gamers. A lot of them do play mouse and keyboard in their free time, and they play on controller because it's their profession on Call of Duty, and then in the meantime they do go and try mouse and keyboard stuff and succeed there. But it's kind of a crutch for a lot of people, for those who have only played on PS4 and haven't ever really played games on mouse and keyboard. They might lose a league spot. Like if someone, I don't know if Simp, for example, if he's ever played on mouse and keyboard, but if he hasn't and he's played on controller his whole life, he's one of the best players in the Call of Duty League on a controller. If the league transitions to mouse and keyboard, it's like, oh God, I either have to learn how to play mouse and keyboard and get and become one of the best on mouse and keyboard so I can maintain my spot as a professional in the Call of Duty League, or I'm either screwed and bumped out, or what I think will happen if it ever does transition to mouse and keyboard is they'll have it where players can have their choice, where you can play on controller or you can play on mouse and keyboard. But then you run the risk of all the arguments and fights. They get aim assist while you're playing, and you can have your whole arm to aim and snap on me. And it's just a lot of factors that go into things. So I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna relax for the 2021 season, but I just wanna put that into everyone's mind that this may eventually transition to mouse and keyboard. And that kinda scares me because I've never played on mouse and keyboard before, and I try and stay on the up and up with everything that the pro players are doing. I got a PS4 like 2 years ago because the league was on a PS4 and I wanted to have a chance to meet against some of these pro players if we were in the CDL playlist or competitive playlist, whatever it may be. And I think a lot of people do that. So if the league eventually goes to mouse and keyboard, a lot of people are going to try and transition there, but that's a really hard step to make if you haven't played on mouse and keyboard your whole life. I think that just about wraps up this video, and those are the biggest points that I had to make. To recap everything, I want to hear your guys' comments down below. Tell me what you think, the pros, the cons. Do you like the league going to PC away from console? Give me all your thoughts. Ask me questions that I can refer back to and answer for you guys in a later video. But to recap this video, in 2021, the Call of Duty League will be transitioning to PC with a controller. The pros, in my opinion, the variety and flexibility that these players are most likely going to get to be able to choose whatever controller they would like. The hertz, they don't have to play on a 12 hertz server anymore. It's going to go up, whether it be 60, 120, whatever. The capabilities and the possibilities are through the roof. Anything can happen in regards to that. The builds of PCs, players can build these behemoths that have the best specs possible, but if it does go to LAN, they probably will be playing on a stock PC, so they're on a level playing field. And then also a pause feature is the biggest thing, I think, to avoid if they are playing online any of these factors with lagging out, getting hit offline. You'll be able to avoid all the conflict there. So I think that's a huge part of things. And lastly, you know, anti-cheat is going to have to be something that the Call of Duty League pays a lot of attention to. Make sure hackers do not get into the league. I like the transition. My overall opinion of it, I love it. I think it gives the players and the game itself the best chance to perform at the highest level without any handicaps or limitations. I think this is a great move by the Call of Duty League. It also opens up a lot of sponsorship opportunities being on PC. So I think overall, it was a great move by the Call of Duty League. I love it. I love to see how it pans out. I am worried if it'll ever transition to mouse and keyboard or a cross between controller and mouse and keyboard to see some of the names go and new games come in. But overall, I love the transition. I am excited for the 2021 season. Thanks so much everyone for watching the video and all the love that you have shown. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below any questions, comments, concerns you have for me. I'd love to answer them. And I know roster mania is going crazy this time of year. A lot of free agents, drops, pickups have happened. And trust me, we will get into those videos. I will touch on that in my opinion of rosters that are being put together. But I just thought this was the most important topic at hand, and that's why I made the video on it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much once again. Until next time, I'm ZHack. We'll see you then. Peace.